Are you an MMA fan? Are you a UFC fan? Then you absolutely know former heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez. But did you know that Cain Velasquez has been charged with attempted murder and recently has pled guilty? Well, I'm about to tell you everything you need to know about the Cain Velasquez attempted murder case right now. Hi, I'm Daniel M. Rosenberg. I'm a criminal defense attorney and the founding partner of Rosenberg, Perry & Associates. I'm also a UFC fan and have been following the Cain Velasquez attempted murder allegations for some time now. So let's talk first about who Cain Velasquez is and what happened and why he's facing these charges. So Cain Velasquez is a former UFC MMA fighter. He became heavyweight champion in 2010 by beating then heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar. He was heavyweight champion again in 2012 and then subsequently retired from the UFC in 2019 to become a professional wrestler. And the charges against Cain are from a February 28, 2022 shooting involving an individual by the name of Harry Goularte Jr. 3 days prior to the shooting, Mr. Goularte Jr. was charged criminally for allegedly sexually assaulting Cain Velasquez's 4-year-old son at a daycare center. After Goularte was charged, he was subsequently released on bail 3 days later. After being released, he was driving with his stepfather and his mother when Vasquez allegedly rammed the vehicle with his vehicle, shot several times into the vehicle, and then engaged in an 11-mile high-speed chase. One of the shots struck his stepfather, Paul Bender, who was inside the motor vehicle. Velasquez was subsequently stopped and surrendered to law enforcement without issue, and in doing so, he indicated that he was in possession of a loaded firearm. Cain Velasquez was subsequently charged with 9 criminal counts, including attempted murder. Well, now that we know what the general allegations are, let's talk about what Cain Velasquez's criminal exposure is, because his exposure is significantly going to affect how his case plays out, and this is a perfect example. Cain Velasquez was charged with premeditated attempted murder in the state of California, and as a result, he is exposed to life in prison. Now that significantly affected the way he handled his case, because what he did was he entered a plea on Friday, August 16th, where he pled no contest to attempted murder, but in doing so, the state removed the charge of premeditated attempted murder. When he pled guilty, he is no longer exposed to life in prison. So now, no matter what happens to Cain Velasquez in California, he is not going to get life in prison. So there's an incentive for him to enter that plea. Here in New Jersey, there is no life sentence. His maximum exposure is between 10 and 20 years in New Jersey State Prison. All right, so when asked my opinion on this, having been a defense attorney for over 20 years, I think Cain Velasquez is absolutely doing what's in his best interest in the state of California, and that is he is taking the exposure to life imprisonment off the table. And no matter what he gets, he is going to get a sentence that will allow him at some point to return home. So if we change the jurisdiction to New Jersey, Cain Velasquez does not have that same incentive to plea. Here in the state of New Jersey, he's facing between 10 and 20 years in state prison. He is not exposed to life. Something that we consider as defense attorneys is what is our client's age and what are they going to be when they get out of prison if they have to take a prison sentence. Cain Velasquez is 42 years of age. On his worst day, he's spending 20 years in, and so if he gets a maximum sentence, he's getting out somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 years of age. It may be worth it to him to fight this at trial to try to get a favorable jury verdict, and if not a favorable jury verdict, we're going to have a lot of favorable arguments to make at sentencing that we can argue for a lesser sentence. So why would he consider entering a plea? If the state comes to the table and provides a potential plea that incentivizes him to walk away from all of that risk. And they cannot have him walk away from life imprisonment because that is not something that he is exposed to here in the state of New Jersey. Another thing that we have to factor into whether or not he's going to accept a resolution is, does he have any prior criminal history? He has none. Does he have impulse control issues that may have been caused by the UFC? That's something we can look into. Does this case have any jury appeal? Is anyone going to feel sorry or empathetic towards Cain Velasquez? And I would submit, I think a lot of individuals are going to feel sympathy or empathy with Cain Velasquez and not justify what he did, but they're not going to view him in the same way as if he was doing this for some other nefarious reason. So at some time later this year, Cain Velasquez will ultimately be sentenced. So if you or someone you know has been charged with a crime in the state of New Jersey, feel free to contact our office. We're happy to help in any way that we can. We'll take the time we need to assess your situation and give you blunt and honest advice. And if you like the contents of this video, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if there's a topic you'd like to learn more about, please contact our office or leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. We are criminal trial attorneys. We have your back. That's what we do.